What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Welcome to the music production. The music review live stream. I sometimes confuse our music production tutorial series with our music review series. This is our music review series. We tend to try to do this earlier in the evening around 8 o'clock. And we basically are reviewing and listening to music for new producers, new artists. Basically, we're looking to provide some opportunities for some folks, and you got some upcoming projects and a bunch of things that we're working on. So we do want to see if we can get folks involved. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to listen to a bunch of music, give some feedback where I can, and then just trying to build with new producers, new artists, and all that other good stuff. But if it's your first time here, welcome. Like I said, I am Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team, Arkatech Beatz. We are responsible for producing for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Shout out to my production partner, Mike Trauma D. And we have basically produced for everybody from icons like Big Pun, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, rest in peace, to Nas, Jadakiss, The Game, Raekwon the Chef, Lloyd Banks, so many others. Max B, shout out to Max B, French Montana, Coke Wave 3.5 out now, Narcos. You can catch us on that album right now. It's out right now on the record Me Too. So just make sure y'all are checking that out. But I'm here, man. We're here. We're trying to, like I said, we're trying to do some music reviews. We're going to be listening to some music. We're just waiting for some folks to jump into the live. And in the meantime, I will be playing some music. I think maybe I'll play some music from our discography so that cats can kind of understand, that we're for real and not for fake. Shout out to Cats Productions in the building. What's up, bro? So we are here, you know what I mean? We're doing these music reviews tonight. And then a little bit later tomorrow, that's an hour, but a little later tonight, I'll also be looking to do my, we're going to be going into a music production tutorial as well. We'll be cooking up night after night as well. And then we'll be probably adding some stuff. So, we're just going to be working tonight, man. And we're going to be working every night, and I really want to, make sure that we're exhibiting that cadence of us we're working. You know what I mean? Like, we're really working and we're getting it done in terms of that. All right, let's see what we can play to right now, because, YouTube loves a copyright strike, bro, I tell you, man. They be quick to tell you that you can't monetize your video. They be like, yo, we can't monetize the video, bro. They be real quick on the draw. So, you gotta, gotta be real smart about what you play.
Don Valley, rails was popping. 48, I see you, baby, let's roll. Yeah, I gave him a signature on the C-note.
Dame, what up?
When it come to these speakers, I'm the keynote. Glock 19 tucked in the Pico. I'm a peacock, she like the deep throat, mom. Do new tricks, get it all clean. $250,000 on the truck, I'ma get it all green. Don't you fuck with the EMG, niggas all team black. Stevie and more, bigger cross seas, we be on patrol. Money won't fold, sweet and sour on the bagel, honey on the road. Try to show my man a glow, but Dunny on parole. Damn, P.O. a dick, money on patrol. Damn,
make sure y'all hit the like button.
Better off roll. Don Valley on the building,
Tapping the
let
screen.
us all bowl. I just hit me a royal flush, better on fold. On the oven, I bake cakes, but better on the stove. Yeah.
This that new Max B, French Montana, off of the Coke Wave 3.5 Narcos. The record is called Me Too, produced by us, Arkatech Beatz.
If you wanna make 1 million, you gotta make 2. Say don't bring sand to the beach, I brought the beach through. When New York fell off, Montana brought the east through. Malibu estates mentioned on the beach at least 2. Dante got out of space with a bitch you can't breathe. Rabbit 16, but my contract like an athlete. From birds on the block to the jet, CB on the wings. Tell your big homie my watch costs 100 billion streams. When it come to maxing on my name's me too. Cause when he got the cash, I was like me too. And when he got the drop, I was like me too. When he almost got shot, I was like me too. Man, this shit right here, dog, is just the preview. Wave God's on the way, Cosmo Brothers Part 2. Huh?
Yeah, I wish I could hit the lotto. Me too. Smoke a blunt while I hit the bottle. Me too. Yeah, I'm feeling to hit the model. Me too. I'm having issues with somebody I need to speak to. I'm just trying to get my flows on. Me too. I'm trying to flow like the boss dog. Me too. Big chain with the frost on. Me too. I need crew in that Perry on. Me too. You ain't fucking with the boys, they got a choice. Buttery flows and silk voice. See, I fuck with them hoes, I get them moist. Yeah, I own the black Rolls Royce, like a building on wheels. 100 stacks pill, lost some 2K20, running back chill. Like the streets in '09, I want it back for real. They want my face on $100 bill. Been in prison 20 joints, $10 million deal. Yeah, you hear the sound, hit them off now. If they started at the bottom, I get them off the ground. Get them, we in the jack, niggas all vets. I can fuck around and resurrect the dipsets. Yeah, minus the rails, minus the riders. Fuck all that. Big Apple minus the ciders. Tryna fuck Zendaya and Miley Cyrus, come on. Yeah, I wish I could hit the lotto. Me too. Smoke a blunt while I hit the bottle. Me too. Yeah, I'm feeling to hit the model. Me too. I'm having issues with somebody I need to speak to. I'm just trying to get my flows on. Me too. I'm trying to flow like the boss dog. Me too.
Listen, man, this is on that Coke Wave 3.5 Narcos. Max B, French Montana, produced by us, Arkatech Beatz. This will also be on $1 Million Baby 4. So, for those who are looking out for that new Max B, $1 Million Baby 4, which will be out on February 25th, you know, we are very, very, very deeply ingrained in that project. It will be out by the end of the month. And listen, I want to get into these music reviews. I got some people that's in the queue waiting. We're about to jump into that. I just wanted to kind of give some people a chance to jump on and start to submit. We do have some folks who have submitted some skips. So, of course, they will be prioritized tonight as a person has, skipped the line. Boy Swagger, what up? So how come we're not out promoting Cody hard? To be honest, it's more of a timing thing, I believe, with that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm looking to create with the next set of projects, Boy Swagger, is I'm looking to get some additional momentum. You know what I'm saying? Some additional eyes on what we're doing with Max. And, it's really just a matter of time before people really start to connect the dots that, okay, they really did a lot of music with Max, but they have a larger catalog. And, like, these guys are really, prominent producers from way back and, doing their thing. It's just waiting for people to really connect the dots. And then once that dot gets connected, remember, our music and Cody's music is combined, right? So we're on it, and Cody's music is primary artist. So as we start to get included on the records that we're producing as main artists as well, because that's really what the fight is. The fight is making sure that you kind of get your name on as the main artist, listed as the main artist and not a feature artist. Because if you look at us on the record with why you do that with Max B, we're on there as a featured artist, and as a featured artist, you don't get the traffic that's associated with monthly listeners and things like that on streaming. When you're listed as a primary artist, like say you would have a situation where you would have Max B and Dame Grease, right? So when you have those, when you see those names like that, Max B and Dame Grease, or say Max B and Metro booming, right? So Metro is listed as a main artist, and what happens is he gets the benefit of the monthly listeners for the stream. So if he does a record with French Montana, who has 30 million monthly listeners, he gets the benefit of that. So when you look at his Spotify, it looks as if he has all of these people listening, but the reality of the situation, the reality of the situation is that he's just really getting what we call the residual effect of being connected to artists who have large monthly streaming situations. You know what I mean? So it appears as if he's having the same traction where that may not necessarily be the case. So this is really part of the game with it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to position ourselves in the same vein. But of course, you got to kind of fight behind the scenes to get that. And then once you can kind of get that going, then of course we're already connected to Cody, right? So every time you look for us, you're going to find Cody. Or if you find Cody, you're going to find us, because we're both on there as main artists. And the key is just to get that residual traction back and forth, so that we don't have to quote unquote heavily promote Cody or pay monetarily to promote Cody. It would just happen organically on its own. Because once you have to start pouring money into promote it, then that's when it's not cost effective. At least not from this vantage point, you know what I mean? So, and then also we had to reconsider some of the music that we were going to do with Cody, right? We had to look at some of the tracks. We had to look at some of the tracks that we did with Cody as well, and we had to decide, like, do we put this out with Cody, or do we put this out with, I don't know, Mary J. Blige, or do we put this out with, Max got, joints with Kalani and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, do we put this music out here, or do we put this music out there? You know what I mean? Like, anytime you have the chance to get it really, quote unquote, published and promoted, not on your own dime, you have to make that choice. And listen, we've been here before, Boy Swagger. If you think about it, like a lot of the music that I sometimes play you guys from my older artists, Pressure and Arafat and these guys that, like I said, used to be signed to Loud and were signed to Sony, and we had all this production deals and stuff like that. All of that music that we gave them, like maybe 40 or 50 tracks, that was all prime time where we could have given to Raekwon, Mobb Deep, Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? We could have given that to Exhibit. We could have given, like, if I play you these songs, like, you could think about the entire Loud roster. We could have took those same beats, and those beats could have gotten, placed with Mob and all these kind of things, but we didn't do that. We put them with our own artists. And when we look back at it in retrospect, when we had the heat going, we should have just took all that music, put it all out on people to run up our catalog, versus trying to do it ourselves and trying to get a little indie situation on our own. We should have just said, place all that music, get the bag from placing all that music, get all the publishing from placing that music, and then you can take a portion of what you were earning from that music, and then if you wanted to invest in your artist, you can do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you gotta put all of your pressure on what's burning right now. So what's burning right now is Max. And you know what I'm saying? As much as I want to say, hey, pivot and put something on Cody, I couldn't. I put the post up last night. I don't know if you caught it. I put a post up last night from an interview where he announces the dropping of $1 Million Baby 4, just the release date. I put it up last night on Instagram. It's at 100,000 views, bro. Overnight, bro. It's not even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so at this point, you can't buy this type of traction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I post anything with Max, it's like, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm like, everything got to go to Max. Like, everything got to go to who's hot. So, that's my suggestion to anybody that got any momentum. Like, do not try to be on this situation where you're trying to, I'm going to diversify my situation. Nah, you got motion now. Save that for when you slow down. When you got motion, man, pour everything into your motion right now. You know what I mean? So that's part of the reason why I'm like, okay, I'm doing these reviews, but I'm trying to do them very sparingly and really make sure that I'm still cooking, because we gotta cook at the end of the day. Like, if you ain't cooking, you ain't relevant. You gotta make these music, you know what I mean? So, we gotta get into that. So what I'm trying to tell folks, like, yo, I know people like, yo, I'll be like, yo, if you're trying to get listened to, you might want to try to skip whatever, because I'm trying to burn the candle on both ends. I'm trying to give people opportunity to get heard, but at the same time, time is limited. You know what I'm saying? And it's costly. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost me if I ain't working toward building those next level of tracks. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Great Dane, man. This is a record that he submitted yesterday. He skipped the line. It's called Cold, man. It's the Great Dane. We about to jump into that. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. I know for some time I'll be in here talking, I'll be running my mouth, but I'll be trying to really just drop the game on y'all while I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to this joint. It's called Cold, man, by the Great Dane, man. Shout out to Dane, man. You've been supporting. I appreciate you.
You a cold brother, man. You know it, man. So, act like you know it, all these tracks I devoted. Mike got a yacht, but first had to row it. I look like heroic, but villain, cause I'm stoic. I don't break glass, might have missed the glass. Man, get rich fast, plots and schemes designed on the grind. This is what you get when combined. Know the mind of a true hustler, true clutcher. And you must have got me confused with you busters. I'm the great, historic, emperor's fate. It's only what I make, I improve. Tony's take in the world belongs to the frail and strong. So hail Kong as I take you down the trail of the wrong that got right. Only go if it's green, the stoplight. Without Labor Day rock Dwight, you got a pipe, give you something to smoke. You can hit what I spoke, or you could just inhale it when I spit dope. No, I'm cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like that. My pockets dumping flat. They the hole like that. I'm counting money, holding my sack, putting on my stats. Yeah, cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like flat. My pockets dumping flat. Get your hole like that. I wonder. Money, holding my sack, putting on my sack. I'm the fly MC, so back comes the future mentality. Lex Luthor, Lex Cooper, Great Dane, ride till I die. I'm talking to my Franklins, we see it eye to eye. It all makes sense to me, feel like I'm meant to be. Hustler of the century, I mentally construct blueprints. You do swing, I'm here to make a few million off my 2 cents. True Grinch fashion, by a humbug. Never been a dumb thug, but I show a bum love. They try to take power from me, so I unplug their connection. I remove the frail from my section. Ain't about numbers, it's about strength and growth. Who would give the slice up the game, the loaf, and put their life on the line, gained it both. So I kept 2 things, my game and oath. No, I'm cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like flat. Pay they the hole like that. I'm counting money, holding my pockets dumping flat. No, I'm cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like flat. I'm ice cold. Yeah. You pay to get your hole like that. Feel me? I'm counting money, holding my pockets dumping flat. Every day is a rush and getting papers a must. I'm drunk off power, you can say that I'm a lush. I'm in my smell goods for the ladies, I'm a crush. Me, myself, and I crazy, hey, we gotta trust. Nobody rides for free, so pay me like the bus. Heavy thoughts come out, weight me like the tusk. On elephants, built by the streets, know my elements. Before I got big, just know I fell immense. Size-wise, had thoughts of the wise guys. My rise shot something like drive-bys, but my eyes always see meals coming. Why not support y'all? I ain't feel drumming. Nobody cried for me when I was peeling onions. My life been a marathon and I'm still running, still coming. I got a lot more to chase. I'm trying to stay black. I ain't talking about my race. No, I'm cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like flat. My pockets dumping flat. Like that. I'm cold, holding my sack, putting on my stack. No, I'm cold like that. No, my pockets dumping low like flat. My pockets dumping flat. Like that. I'm counting. I wonder. I'm holding my sack, putting on my stack. No, I'm cold like that. Ice cold. My pockets dumping low like flat. Can you play this the whole like that? What I do, count money, hoe, holding my sack, putting on my stack. No hold like that. When my pop ice cold like flat. Can you play the get your hold like that? What I do, count money, hoe, holding my sack, putting on my stack.
Shout out to the great Dame on that. This joint is called Cold, man. So Dame, man, I like your voice on this, and I'm like how you spitting on it. I have a few technical issues on this though. I'm gonna give you the feedback on that in a minute. I have a few technical issues that I'm hearing on this thing, but as far as what I'm hearing in terms of the way that you're rapping, the way that your voice sounds, I think that you got something moving really right here. You know what I mean? You just it's your own style, and I think that it kind of has a feel of artists that I've heard in the past, but kind of like, you know, trying to move it in today's time. But my main issue with this is that it's overloaded. You know, whoever recorded it got your vocals way too high, and it's overloading the track to the point of distortion. So we can't really hear the music as we really should hear the music, and the way that we're hearing you is you're overpowering the track to the point where it's like there's no headroom at all. It's all in the red. So that makes it very hard to make sure that the person can listen to you clearly. So that is something that I would tell you to work on, you know, to make sure that we're getting this thing recorded properly. The same thing was happening with the hook. When we get to your hook now is too low, right? So that's creating an issue in itself. So we want to make sure that we're working on trying to get the sonics here good on this as far as the mix. I think the song might be a little bit too long. I think we're at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. My recommendation for everybody that's jumping into this thing, I'm recommending folks don't really drop songs that's over 3:15. If you could get a song under 3 minutes, that's even better. But to go almost 4 minutes is tough in today's climate. And what's happening is you're going to create an issue with your metric, which is considered watch time, right, or watch or listen time. And a lot of the algorithms are looking to see how long people are listening and or watching. So if they're watching 100% of the record, 50% of the record, or 50% of the video, or whatever that may be connected to it. So the longer the video, the less chance that people are going to listen all the way through, right? So that's really where we want to make sure that we're trying to focus on and getting ourselves a little bit less in terms of the length of the records. We want to make sure that we're getting that a little bit shorter, making sure that we're doing raps that maybe don't surpass 12 bars at best. You know, the 16-bar format is a little antiquated, and if you notice, most of your favorite songs today are not going for 16 bars before the hooks come back in. They're going for max at 12, right? That would be probably my feedback on this. You know what I'm saying? So as far as what you're spitting, I think you had a few dope lines in there. You know what I'm saying? As far as a few dope metaphors, you know, that I liked inside of there. You just gotta kind of, again, like, just keep working to kind of make sure that we can get this thing perfected and keep recording so that we can make sure that we can get that sound quality where we got to get it. You know, that's the main thing. In this day and age, it's like we have so many online tools and so many things that can help us to make sure that our sound quality is better. So, you know, that's the last thing that a lot of people are, you know, really want to have any type of. Yeah, like Swag said he would like to hear you on a different beat. Like you might be able to have a different record where your voice would really, complement that. And that has to go back to your musical ear and finding the music that's going to complement your voice, because you do have a good voice in terms of your rap cadence. So, you know, you have to find that, you know what I mean, and making sure that you're finding the music that's going to really marry well with your voice, you know. So this is some of the things that I'm looking at, some of the things that I want to for folks to hear, you know. So let's continue to work on that, you know what I mean, and let's continue to get that going. That was Cold, man, by the great Dame, man. So, you know, he was trying to get in here last night, but, you know, we had to jump off the live and jump into the music tutorial series, you know what I mean? So shout out to him for your patience. You know, I told you I'd be back on here today, so, you know, my man, I'll try to keep my word as best as I can. barring anything that's crazy, you know. But we making it do what it do. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
Listen, I want to make sure that people are trying to get these songs in. Make sure that you are submitting. Make sure you're submitting songs. Make sure you're submitting beats. You know, we're trying to listen. We're going to listen to whatever we can before we jump into, again, our music tutorial series again tonight. We will be looking to cook up some more joints. I had some people ask me last night. They were asking me, they was hitting me in the DM asking me about certain beats. They were like, yo, did Max take this beat? Is this beat on $1 Million Day Baby 4? Is Max on this one? Is Max on that one? And it's just like, you know what I mean? This the ones that Max is on, I can't, like, look, man, he's taking, you know, maybe about 80% of what we making. I ain't holding y'all. You know what I'm saying? So give or take, like 80% of what we making is like, yo, he gonna rock with it. So, and that's the dope thing about Max, is that when y'all listen to this music, this $1 Million Baby 4, when you listen to it and you listen to how it works and how our production, along with Dame Grease, shout out to him, and Young Scotty and a few other guys, when we put it all together, it makes this album that ebbs and flows in a certain way that I don't think people have heard Max sound like this yet, at least this cohesive. You know what I mean? If you like the Coke Wave album, then you're gonna like. If you like the Coke Wave album, then you'll like this one. It's not the same as the Coke Wave album, but in terms of the quality of it, then that's probably what's similar, right? But I wouldn't say it's the same musically per se. You know what I'm saying? Musically, it's Max B. You know what I mean? And, you know, doing what he does, and, you know, singing on the joints and doing what he does with that, and, you know, hitting those notes on certain things and saying some outlandish shit. You know what I mean? He's just master at what he does, man. And that, you know, and people love it for what it is. And we just happy to be, you know, a part of that situation and see how that's moving forward. But at the same time, you know, you're really going. Let me tell you what you're really gonna like. You're really gonna like this 2 Chainz record. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold y'all. This record is really nice. You're really gonna like this Wiz Khalifa joint, of course. You know you're gonna like that joint. The joint that he got with Currency, that joint is dope. You know what I'm saying? We didn't produce it, it's Dame, but it's dope. You know what I mean? What else is on here that's dope? The Larry June shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? We ain't do that either, but it's dope. You know what I mean? So it's when you listen to this joint, you're gonna be like, yo, alright. You know what I mean? So I'm just giving y'all a little bit of the tidbits on it. You know what I'm saying? A little background on it. When you hear it, you're gonna be like, yo, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? But he's already started to announce those things, and we're gonna keep trying to move that forward. I'm gonna jump into this next joint. Shout out to Dame, man, the great Dame, man, on that, man. Appreciate you, brother. We about to jump into this joint called Twilight, featuring you know, some of these names. I'm looking at these names, and I'm supposed to be able to pronounce this easy, but it doesn't seem like that. It seems like Kane Forever, because it's like the V is supposed to be an A, and I don't know, it's wild. And it's produced by, what's that, Trap Punk Baby. I'm not sure if you're still in the chat or if you're still around. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all tapping the like button, hitting the screen. Making sure y'all checking that out. You know, we're doing this for a limited time tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, first come, first serve, first prioritizing. Who's trying to jump in, jump in. If you're trying to get listened to tonight, make sure you're trying to submit, and make sure you're jumping into that. Ah, okay. What are you using to record, Dame? Shout out to Dame, you know, on the super chat. He says he records himself. So he says he's not really good on that right there, but he's really just trying to, you know, get a decent enough demo. Right. Look, the main thing, man, is to if you're recording yourself, then that's a plus. You know what I mean? Like if you're recording yourself, it's just gonna take some more practice, man. And and different tutorials on YouTube and etc. Trying to really perfect your stuff. Because if I'm being totally honest with you, and I'll be totally transparent with you, when I first started this thing, I had nobody to show me anything. Everything was self-taught. Everything that I had to learn about recording, you know what I'm saying, signal processing, all of those things I had to learn on my own. There's like nobody showed us that, you know what I'm saying? And then when we got Pro Tools, we had to learn that on our own. Like nobody showed us that. And it was trial and error. It was trial and error until we got it to where we got to get it. But at least with your situation is that you're in control of how much time you can put into it. So, the more time you put into it, the better you'll get, you know what I'm saying? Because you're getting real-time feedback, and we're telling you, hey, you might be recording into the red. So make sure, like, when you're recording that, it shouldn't be going into the red. It should probably stay into the yellow. Shouldn't be going past that. If you see it just kind of steady, like not being able to breathe or bounce up and down, that sometimes is a signal that it's too high. Remember, you can always turn a low signal up, but you can't turn a signal that's overloaded down, right? So once it starts to distort, it turns into digital noise. You can't turn that down. You can always turn a low signal up to make it louder, but once it's too loud and the noise, once it starts to create the artifacts for once it bounces through distortion, trying to fix that is damn near impossible. You know what I mean? So, just keep that in mind, and I appreciate your super chat, man. Shout out to Dame, man. Shout out to great Dame, man. He's trying to get better at this thing, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to show people how to get better, and this is the place where we're going to do it. We're going to do it here. This is what I would call the safe space, right? The safe space of trying to learn, the safe space of trying to get better, the safe space of recording, the safe space of producing, learning the business. And like I said, I give you my case studies in real time. I'm telling you what's happening to me in real time so that you can take that information and you can run with it. So I'm being transparent on what's happening, not only in the front, but in the behind the scenes, so that you can kind of get an idea and apply it to how you guys are moving. And information will help you to save time and ultimately help you to save money, because then you don't have to go through the same mistakes that a lot of people make, and you learn from others' mistakes, and that's the best way to learn, to be honest. We're going to jump into this Twilight Zone in just a second. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man.
I used to get to work and I do this shit from sundown to sunup.
I wake up, I roll one. Only myself, I don't compete with no one. This ain't the fast ride, I took the slow one. Didn't have a pound today, decided to grow one. Constantly shopping for Chrome Hearts and Rick Owens. Constantly ducking cops from the pounds that I'm blowing. Got a lot
to my folks on Instagram.
Playing Monopoly with real money. Another bong rip, I'm a little sluggish. Pardon my cuss subjects, but I do what I want and really love it. Tatting my face and smoking in public. Late at night, she hit me for discussion, asking me good questions, counting my words and taking every lesson.
18 years, spun off. I've been getting rich, it's over one off. I can drive the.
Yo, man, like, to hear Wiz and him on the track, I know Wiz is a great, shout out to Dame again on the super chat. Thank you, my brother. I look at the record with him and Wiz, man, and the vibe that I get off this record. Listening to it over and over again, and the vibe that I get from it is just like, yo, like, I could tell that Wiz is a real fan of Max B. You know what I mean? And to hear how happy he is to do that collaboration, and it's like completely apparent on the record. You know what I'm saying? At the end, it's so apparent that it's like, yo, man, it's great to see it, man. It's great to see people being able to meet the people that they hold as their heroes, and their heroes meet their expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like you can meet the person that maintain your expectation. When I met Raekwon, it was like, yo, he met my expectations. When I met Nas, he met my expectations. The same thing with Prodigy, he met my expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like these are people that you meet and pun, and they meet your expectations. And it's not like you got let down. Like, oh damn, this guy's really a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't really like that. Like, so I think to see that that dynamic, and it's coming through on the music. Pause. It's so dope, man. It's really good to see. So let's jump into this joint, man. Twilight featuring Kane Forever. Let's see where it's taking us. It's taking us to a YouTube link. Hopefully it's not crazy.
Back street boys and we creeping on the back street. I just told her to run me up a check like a check, check, a check, a check, a check, a check. Ay. Diamonds on my wrist dance like I'll say the Cardi B. Shit, I'll sit, I'll sit. Check, 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 check. Hey, Kane, you gon' howl at the moon. We some twilight in the moon. This that twilight new moon. Got a new goon. Shit, Stacy trippy, red trippin' on the shroom. Yeah, now she trippin' in the room. Now she trippin' in the room. Go vroom.
$5 a day turn into 10. 10 times 10, 100 blunts, my friend. Gave myself the ultimatum, nigga, when I win. So how the fuck could I lose? Let's not pretend. I couldn't tell with any snakes, my dog's too official. My money pile in the safe, meanwhile I'm having issues. My last girl was a knockout, nothing beneficial. My new bro keep a check, and she call like Eagle. My brother up in Virginia, in and out of vehicles. If you wasn't there with me, then I'm not feeling you. I believed in myself when they did it. Through the struggle, I went independent. I won't lie for what you a ticket. Keep it real to the day that I kick it. 10 days at the crib for suspension. My mama said you never listen. My mama said write down the vision. So the paper and pen I go visit. My dad was in jail, I ain't visit. My cousin pulled up, we go missing. I wake up and I'm sleep in the kitchen. Start my day with an apple or biscuit. Through Atlanta, I ride with a mission. My cousin pulled up, we go missing. I wake up and I'm sleep in the kitchen. Start my day with an apple or biscuit. Through Atlanta, I ride with a mission.
Yo, I like this record, bro. I like the vibe on it. Shout out to Chocolate Boy Swagger, man. Thank you for your super chat, bro. I appreciate you, brother.
Back street boys and we creeping on the back street. I just told her to run me up a check like a check, check, a check, a check, a check, a check. Ay. Diamonds on my wrist dance like I'll say the Cardi B. Shit, I'll sit, I'll sit. Check, 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 check. Hey, Kane, you gon' howl at the moon. We some twilight in the moon. This that twilight new moon. Got a new goon. Shit, Stacy trippy, red trippin' on the shroom. Yeah, now she trippin' in the room. Now she trippin' in the room. Go vroom.
$5 a day turn into 10. 10 times 10.
So, hey, yo, so listen, man. I was talking to somebody about this earlier. I think I might have been talking to my wife about it. You know, my wife is is a music connoisseur as well. So I was talking to her about it in terms of like listening to certain songs and Chocolate Boy Swagger, shout out to you again for the super chat, man. I appreciate you, brother. I was talking about listening to music on when I'm doing these reviews and I'm listening to music and I'm trying to provide people with feedback that is, for one, constructive. I want it to be constructive feedback. And I really want people to understand something in terms of what we're doing when we're listening and we're making this happen and we're checking these songs out. Right? I have created a thing where I can remove myself from my personal preference of music, right? Meaning, like, say I have a personal preference because I might be a New York guy, an East Coast guy, and I might have a preference towards certain music, right? That's my personal preference. But the key to longevity in this business is to remove your preferences and to be able to identify trends and vibes and things that actually sound good, right? If they sound good, it doesn't necessarily have to be, my genre. It doesn't necessarily have to be what I listen to. It could be country. It could be rock. I could be listening to George Michael or whoever. You're supposed to be able to find the melodicness, the cadences, the vibes, the things that make good music, and that's supposed to go across any genre, right? Especially if you're a sample-based producer. The only way for you to really make sure that you're a sample-based producer and to maintain some longevity in this is to be able to find the things that make music great across genres and being able to reincorporate those things into new works, right? So back to this record, Twilight, from Kane Forever, right? I hear the beat. The beat is doing what it's doing, and his vocal is doing what the vocal is doing. Similar to how, like, you might got a Playboy Cardi or something like that, right? Cool. It may not necessarily be for my vibe, but I can understand why it works, right? So in this situation, I understand where it works because it has that particular trap sound, of course, and then of course it has that vocal that has a certain tone, and then has the auto tune, and then it's sang at a particular pitch and range, and it kind of does what it needs to do, right? So I think that vibe is here in this record. My primary issue with it is that he has the singing at the tone that he has. It's a good tone. He has the right cadence. The issue is just the timing, right? If he was able to get what he did on this record on pocket, right? Like how like a little Uzi Vert gets it on the pocket. If he's able to get it in the pocket, you can't lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a record that could actually work if he can get his music to be on the pocket. And when I say on the pocket, I mean on the beat. Make it marry on the beat. Do the exact same thing what you're doing vocally. Do the exact same thing that you're doing with your tonality. Do the exact same thing you're doing with your auto-tune. But just make sure that it falls more on the beat, right? And if you make it to fall more on the beat, then, that's the difference between a song that can go, do a few tens of thousand views and then do a few million views. That'd be the difference, because then now we have a true thing that's on the beat, and now we get a real vibe that we can really stick to, because now not all we following the music. Now the vocal production also was following the music at a very, very, very close pace, right? Or a close cadence, or rhythmically. That's what we were looking at, right? So I think that would be my feedback when I look at something like that. Or I hear this type of song, I think it's a decent record. You know what I mean? I think if we can get that vocal performance to find the pocket, because we got to find the pocket, ladies and gentlemen. Like, in every song that we're producing or we're making, we have to find the pockets. There are pockets that work. So I'm going to star this one, right? Shout out to anybody that is submitting. And what I'm telling you, what I'm looking for again, man, we're looking for those things. You know what I'm saying? They're not every record is going to come across being totally and absolutely perfect, right? Some records are going to be a little bit, some records are going to have a little bit more work to do. Some records are going to have a little bit more work to do, but there are certain things when it comes to this music stuff that you can't teach. Some of it is natural talent. Some of it's going to be that voice. That voice is natural. Like, if you can't replicate those. Something going on in my throat's weird. Like, whenever I talk too much, like, it gets like starts getting raspy. It's weird. But shout out to him on that one, man. We're gonna jump into this next one in a minute. We've been live now for 44 minutes. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Shout out to everybody that's been sitting with the super chats. Shout out to the Great Dame. Shout out for you for your super chats. Shout out to Chocolate Boy Swagger for your super chats. Shout out to all those folks that are submitting and skipping the line. Shout out to those folks who are prioritizing themselves. Shout out to all my folks in my Future Producer Society for those who are looking to learn the music business and really get into this music production thing, we do have a group. It's the Future Producer Society. I'm gonna put the link on the screen for y'all to join that, because that's free to join as well. But it is a spot for y'all to be able to learn this music business. You know what I mean? Like it's something that I think is very important, and it's not just for. I've named the Future Producer Society primarily for producers, but for people who are looking to. What am I trying to here? I'm tripping. Hold on a second. There we go. Make sure I get that on the screen. But it's definitely for people who are trying to learn the music business, and I want, producers to learn not just the business, but also, some techniques and some stuff that what I'm going to be doing. NPC Masterclass coming soon, and I'm going to post it in a minute. Shout out to folks that's joining the live. I'm about to jump into this next joint. It's called My Time Is Now. Probably got a chance to listen to maybe one or two more records before we get out of here. And this is called King CIG. In preschool. He says his time is now. Is your time now? Let's know. What is your time? Is your time now, folks? Are you doing what you got to do to make sure that now is your time? All right, let's go. Let's listen to this.
My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up. My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up. Can't pick you up, right now I'm not picking up. Headed to that money, King CIG gonna pick it up. Slacking for a minute, I'm locked in. My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up. My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up. Can't pick you up, right now I'm not picking up. Headed to that money, King CIG gonna pick it up. Slacking for a minute, but I'm back, I had to pick it up. Meet us in the back, you want that pack, just come and pick it up. Better pay attention, gotta focus, you on a mission. Been a long time coming, King CIG gonna get it. With the flow, mix the flow, they like damn, how you get it? He so cold, leave him froze, had to give a nigga the shivers. You can't tell him what you know, gotta act like you ain't in it. Used to shoot a leg shore, not a visual V-City. Cop the haircut in the demon, let lil' bro fly through the city. I might pull up in a Yamaha, pull off, I pop a Willie. And I never gave in and I never folded, I ain't bending. Hit your block, I had to spin it. Come through 2 times, I'm gon' bend it. My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up. My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming, riding demon, gotta send me tuck. Don't reach for my wood, cause hell no, right now I can't pick you up.
My Time Is Now by King C. Can anybody in the chat tell me what's wrong with that? Let me see if you guys have been paying attention while I've been doing these reviews for the last few weeks. Can anybody in the chat identify what's going to be my primary issue with this particular record. What's going to be my issue with this record? And it's not too long. It's at the right, so it's a pretty good length. Pause in terms of the record itself. So this is what I, you know, when I'm always talking about song structure and sequencing. Listen to this.
My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now.
Like, I guess my issue here is that why is he starting this hook there? He's starting it in the middle of the second bar, right? Whereas he's supposed to be starting on either bar. You know, like how you have you have 4 bars in your stanza. You know, pretty much. You know, it's 2-bar stanzas, whatever, 2 bars. So he's starting on an off bar when he should be starting on a different bar, and it's not. That's why it seems like it's behind the music. So listen to it again.
My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck. Lil' bro, he be scheming.
Like, why doesn't he wait for it goes, dun, 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 my time is now. Dun, dun. Why is he waiting for it to be at the end of the loop for him to start the hook? It throws the whole song off. So his whole song is like, to me, it's like it's behind the beat. Like it's like the whole thing is like that. I said, can I turn up my mic a little bit? I might need to talk louder. But hold on one second, Ashton. I probably can turn it up a little bit. Let me check and see where I'm at. Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to illustrate here on this one is like, yo, like, why is it that he's behind the beat? Like, he's behind the beat to me. It's not like he's not on the beat. It's behind. And this is causing an issue throughout the entire song because now he's behind. Right? It should have been from the one, like it should be. My time is now.
My time is now, they can give it up. Please don't call my phone right now, I'm locked in and not picking up. Might just cut the cyber, but I do fuck with the Bentley truck.
And where is the guys that's well, I'm wondering how he recorded it, if he recorded it with the producer or without the producer. But this is sounding like it probably was recorded without the producer in the room, because he would have had to tell you, hey bro, you're starting your bar wrong. Or whoever recorded it, say, hey, you're starting on the wrong bar. You're supposed to start on the bar, you know, previously or the one after it, to make sure that it stays on pace, you know. So that is to me that's you know. But I feel like everything else is okay, you know, in terms of like, you know, the way he's rapping and the way that the hook is coming in. I feel like it's all right, you know. It's not horrible. It's just one of those things where it's hard to listen to when it's like off like that, you know. So I would encourage everybody to just make sure that you're following proper song structure, so that we're creating something that can be really listenable, right? Because you throw off your whole vibe on this one, because it's like people are like, well, I can't catch it because you're rapping on an off bar, and that creates the whole record to be kind of off bar. And I think that's really like my large issue with this. But shout out to you for submitting into it. It's not quite where we need it to be. Could it be just his style? You know, boy Swagger, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. And I'm gonna go a little bit off on a tangent, but let me tell you something. You know, and I'm gonna shout out to you, because this is what we've done for the last 10 to 15 years. We let guys escape with a lot of bullshit music and say that it's their style. You know what I'm saying? Like we let people get away from the things that created the greatest music of a generation, and then said, hey, because of social media, it's his style. That's his stick, or that's his what you call it. Look, if a guy is singing on a track and he's off key, right? Yo, we gotta call it what it is. Yo, it's off key, right? Now, guys may try to hide it and say this is style, but it's off key. You know what I'm saying? It's off key, and most people are gonna hear it as being off key, right? Because the way that we have been listening to music, we've been listening to the music on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't listen to it, in the different situations. You know what I'm saying? So we have let a lot of guys slide with a lot of music that we said is their style. That's their style. He ain't talking. That's his style. Come on, bro. And now when we can't get any top 40 records now, right? Because now the system is rejecting everything that we were able to make it slide through because of social media and it being a style. You know what I'm saying? And enough of us who were the people who were here to kind of to preserve the music itself. We sat back and we said, he making money, we can let him live. Yeah, but just because he was making money don't mean he was good for the overall economics of the system, right? Because now that the music ain't popping like it's supposed to be popping, look at how people are hurting in terms of economics, right? Once you guys go against the situation and look at the larger scheme of economics, like certain artists are good for business. Certain artists ain't good for business. And you're trying to elevate certain artists, it's not good for business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of it. Like, if you elevating certain guys is not good for the ecosystem of the business. It doesn't create longevity, and what it does is it basically opens up the door for other genres to take over because they're following correct music structure, right? So when we go to Afro beats, do you hear it that way? Never. You go to reggaeton, do you hear it that way? Never. It's only rap that we allow the bullshit to happen. You hear it in R&B? Never. You never hear it. They never would do songs like that. Their songs would never get the light of day. Do you hear that in pop and rock? Never. You don't hear it. It's just in rap music we allow them to do the bullshit. And say it's their style. Nah, bro. Gotta call it out. And we gotta stop sugarcoating it. We gotta start being real and start calling a spade and start telling people, yo, your music isn't that good. Your music is okay. Some people can get away with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people get away with it, but it don't mean that it's not. But we got to say what it is. We can't say that, it's the best coming of the best music ever. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say it's Illmatic. You can't say it's that. You know what I mean? You can't say that it's, a Criminai or whatever, or Doggy Style or The Chronic. You can't say it's like that if it's not. It's not like that. You know what I mean? And everybody has a situation where everybody has a situation in their catalog where they got some trash music. And everybody know that they drop some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to say, oh, this is dope and this is whatever. Nah, bro. Nah. I'm not going for it. It's my style. Yo, bro, you did it on the wrong bar. Somebody go into your Pro Tools file, shift everything 2 bars or 1 bar. Shift everything 1 bar. Tell me how it sounds. And then come back to me. I guarantee if he take it and if he takes his vocal, export the vocal as an acapella, or highlight the whole vocal and shift it 1 bar, you have a totally different song. It'll sound totally different. And they'll be like, oh. They'll be like, oh, it does sound better. Yeah, because it's the right way. I'm saying, don't try to give me this offbeat style so you can get away with the nonsense. Nah, bro. We ain't doing that. Are we going to dance offbeat too? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to clap on the, every, clap wrong? Like, how are we going to do it? Are we going to 2-step it differently? So, shout out to him for submitting it. I'm on one tonight. I got time for maybe one more joint, man. We've been on for about an hour. I got time for one more joint. Now is the time. If you're trying to get heard right now is the time. If you're looking to skip, I'll give you a minute to do that before we jump into one more joint. So we can get listened to tonight. Like I said, it's limited time. I'm going to take a short break, go run out and grab something and then jump back on to do the music production tutorial tonight again. We gotta cook up, man. 'Cause, you know, it's almost crunch time. I got 3 weeks until the next project drop, and then, you know, we're knee deep into the new album Down Snow. So gotta keep working, gotta keep moving. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live, man. And we're still taking submissions for these song submissions, but look, if you're looking to try to get listened to tonight, now is the time to try to skip the line.
Slow down.
Slow down, because I'm mature now. Like, it ain't the quantity, it's the quality.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? This the single right here.
Why you do that? I said I'm sorry, baby. That was bigger, really not Charlie, baby. Why you do that? She said don't call me, baby. Don't categorize me with all your ladies. Why you do that? I tried to tell you before early on, but you wouldn't listen. Why you do that? V12 124s and plenty holes in the shoes. Yeah, doing 95 in the bands. See the feds on my ass, like the blood hit the music. Then I step on. Get on, my baby play it cool. It don't matter, police should know she's spraying it too. It was just like yesterday when I gave her the penis. She stroked my ego when she called me a musical genius. What you give me credit for? Baby, I ain't shit. 274 pounds, baby, they ain't piff. Bigger belly, that type of nigga that ski off the tube. Raid the cabinets in the fridge and need a bowl of food. But the dick I lay it heavy. It's something like a Chevy with a V10 engine sitting on 20-inch Pirellis. Baby goes red. In the eyes I was the shit. Till she busted me with another bitch. She said, why you do that? I said, I'm sorry, baby. That was bigger belly, not Charlie, baby. Why you do that? She said, don't call me, baby. Don't categorize me with all your ladies. Why you do that? I tried to tell you before early on, but you wouldn't listen. Why you do that? V12 124s and plenty holes in the shoes is glistening. Got the game in the low, keep the thing in the boot. Got the virus to cook up pot, I cocaine in the coop. I make it rain on the stoop. 40s, 20s, and dimes. It used to be Mason Bethel, now all my honeys is mine. We get money in the grind.
Alright, we're gonna jump into this last one. Of course, that's Max B. Why you do that? Classic, 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 hood classic. Let's go, man. So crazy to see that record doing what it's doing right now. It's crazy. This record is called, who's this by? Maturity. The record is called This One Is For Me. We're going to take a listen.
One thing that always comes to mind is the love I may have left behind. Did I let her slip away? Reminiscing, thinking about the chance I had to make her mine. But I fear it's dead and gone. I'm moving on, I could be wrong. What if it goes? Losing who was close, leaving what familiar. Do I forget to keep the memory? 'Cause I may have found something new, something new.
What you gonna do?
What do you do when you love someone but someone loves you? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when you wanna make her happy? When you wanna see her smile? But is she the one for me? The one for me? Could she be the one for me? The one for me? My heart's caught up in the love that I've been dreaming of. I can't let her go, thinking she's the one for sure. But you say stuck in my head, my head. I don't know what else to do, 'cause I wanna be with you. If I stay, all that's meant to be. If I go, another one's calling me. Is this for real? 'Cause I think of you still. Love sometimes has its way of changing. Has its way of changing up your mind. I wanna do right, but the thought of you when we locked eyes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tell me, oh, tell me, oh, tell me, oh, tell me, oh. When you wanna see a smile, cause she be the one for me.
It's like it's missing the mark on me. It's like, I don't know if it's the melody, the music. The music is definitely a older R&B vibe, right? So we can get that. This is probably like a 90s vibe, right? It says that it was released a month ago, and I'm trying to determine if it's AI. You know what I mean? Because it should. It's like there are certain parts of it that I think have like decent harmonies, backgrounds, and stuff like that. But it just, for me, it just feels like it's like sort of off key to me, right? Like it just seems like it's a flat, and I don't know if AI would produce it that way. I think this might be actually somebody that really sang it, but just somebody who just kind of is giving that vibe for older style music. So it's like, the hook is kind of okay, but it's like, to me, it's kind of missing the mark, like on certain parts of it. It's like a Rodney Jerkins,
One thing that always
you see, like that note to me is like it's off.
comes to mind is the love I may have left behind. Did I let her slip away? Reminiscing, thinking about the chance I had to make her mine. But I fear it's dead and gone. I'm moving on, I could be wrong. What if it goes? Losing her.
Yeah, definitely gonna need to have this. Like to me, it's pitchy, and that probably needs to happen with like maybe auto tune, where it wouldn't be as pitchy as it is. And that's what it's feeling like to me. Like it's feeling like really pitchy. But for the most part, I think that it's a decent vibe in terms of where it is musically. I just think that for me, it needs a little bit fixing in terms of the melody and that sort of stuff. So it's not necessarily where I'm at with it and what I really would need or be listening for in this particular day and age. I think if we want this record to do anything, I think we want to try to make sure that we can run it through the auto tune and get everything corrected in terms of its pitch, making sure it's not too flat, and just making sure that the hook is a little bit more pronounced as far as that that one for me, because they named the song One For Me, but it's only like two parts of the like the last two parts of the two bars of the hook that says the one for me, that kind of that doesn't necessarily drive the record for me. So that's just my thought on that. That's my last review for tonight. If anybody's looking to again submit, you can still submit these records. Yeah, yeah, AI, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of hear it. You know what I mean? But it's like you're trying to make sure that there's some imperfections on it that's kind of fooling me, because AI typically doesn't do that as far as making things too pitchy or flat. It doesn't really do that. At least not from the generations that I've generated, and I've generated hundreds of generations, and I haven't yet to hear things that are coming out of quote unquote tune or key. I don't necessarily hear that being produced out of AI. For the most part, those things remain constant. But shout out to everybody that jumped into the live tonight. Okay, if you're looking to jump back into the music production live, it'll probably be back on by maybe about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard. For anyone that's looking to submit any songs and want to go to the top of the queue for our review session tomorrow, of course you would have to put in for a skip if you're looking to do that, so you get to the top of the queue. Like I said, I do have limited time, and we want to prioritize the people who are prioritizing themselves. So can't guarantee you get listened to. This queue continues to grow. So we're doing what we're doing with it as best as we can. But shout out to everybody that jumped into the live tonight. Shout out to everybody that was listening to stuff and submitting stuff. And I'm about to get out of here. And as I get out of here, I'm going to leave you with my top 5 dead or alive guy, Jadakiss, realest in the game. Peace, y'all.
Arkatech Beatz.
Realest niggas in the game left. Realest niggas in the game left. Realest niggas in the game left. As I look around, we the realest in the game left. Realest niggas in the game left. Realest niggas in the game left. Realest niggas in the game left. As I look around, we the realest in the game left. More money, same nigga, better frame, same picture. Feds is watching, why they ain't get you? They ain't your niggas, they ain't with you. You don't see them, then they say they missed you. All the bad luck and hate they wish you. You and your homie, different casket, same pastor, same scripture. I'm in the hood where the drugs is, never that far away from where the plug is. Homemade corn liquor in the tub is, down bottom somewhere hot where the bugs is. Our jack is the rise up above this. Why you think all the real niggas love Kiss? Instagram got people so caught up with likes, motherfuckers forgot what real love is. Check it. Right off the back of them big 18-wheelers. As soon as I get it, they go to the dealers. Yeah, they been fucking with us. I know that they feel us. Woo!
Shout out to everybody in the live, man. That's Jadakiss, realest in the game, produced by Arkatech Beatz, man. Top 5 Dead or Alive album. If you ain't never heard it, now you